kinda like complicated. I never know what I'm chasing, no. I don't need someone to save me, but you appear like a lightning bolt. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. There's magic in your rhythm, like a shockwave through my system. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. 'Cause every time I'm with you, you're my one and only elixir. Like a magnetic attraction, a supernatural vertigo. It's a chemical reaction, something I never imagined, no. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. There's magic in your rhythm, like a shockwave through my system. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. 'Cause every time I'm with you, you're my one and only elixir. You're the one that lights me up, ah. You're the one that lights me up, ah. You're the one that lights me up, ah. You're the one that lights me up. Baby, you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. There's magic in your rhythm, like a shockwave through my system. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. 'Cause every time I'm with you,
everybody. Welcome to the Learn With Me streaming series. My name is Ashley Goldstein. I am a connection evangelist for Omniverse Exchange. And basically, what I do for NVIDIA is help you all get going in Omniverse and make extensions and workflows and all the tools you could possibly need for whatever you're doing. And I started this streaming series, goodness, I don't even know at this point. Probably almost a year ago, because when I first started, Omniverse was so new and there were so many things you can do, and I wanted to make sure I dedicated time each week to learning new parts of it. And I figured what other way to do that, or the best way to do that, is to do it with you all, because the community is so great at helping each other. So with that said, today is different because I got back from SIGGRAPH already like a week and a half ago, and I wanted to kind of just like kick back off my stream because I took a little bit of a break because I was working on SIGGRAPH stuff like workshops and demos, and I just could not stream all at the same time. So I actually haven't streamed in quite a few weeks, and I figured I'll just kick my stream off by talking about what I learned at SIGGRAPH, because this was my second SIGGRAPH. It was the biggest one I have ever been to, and I wanted to talk about it because it was so exciting. And maybe some of you went, maybe some of you didn't, but if you went and you are in the chat, please let me know. I'd love to see who here has gone, and if you met me, let me know, because I met so many people and everyone was awesome. So with that said, I'd love to start my streams off with this document. Also, I'm trying something new. I watch a lot of Twitch, and I love the streaming style of streaming. So I wanted to put myself back in the corner like I used to do. We use StreamYard for streaming, and StreamYard makes it very easy to integrate OBS. So I'm using like an OBS virtual camera. Please let me know if all of this is like readable at any point, because this is new for me and I want to make sure that you guys can read my screen and that like my head doesn't get in the way. But I do love the streaming style, so hopefully this works out. But here is this document that I love to start my streams off with. It's basically just like a resource reference doc. So anything that like I talk about, if you're like, wait, where is that? There you go. Like all of these, it's all here for you. The code of conduct, so like the rules for interacting online. It's like the same for interacting really anywhere online. Just be nice, right? If you're new to Omniverse, your getting started page, a community challenge, which is like a contest, but you don't win anything. You just get the opportunity to like showcase your work, and we'll probably talk about it on the streams and different blogs. Some SIGGRAPH announcements, which I'll also be talking about today. The Omniverse calendar, and then some documentation. I don't know if y'all have seen this yet, but we have a brand new OpenUSD reference documentation. This is super new. I think it came out the week that SIGGRAPH started. It's just a really great revamped doc for everything OpenUSD. So check that out. And then also in the resource doc is this community calendar. If you do not have this connected to your calendar, for one, how did you find this? And then two, you're missing out on all of these other things. Like I also am going to be on the stream with Reallusion later today, and Jay from JS Films, who I saw at SIGGRAPH. Jay was just like the first in line for Jensen's keynote, and I'm like, 20 people back, and I was like, wait, Jay told me he wasn't coming. So I called him out, and then oopsie daisy, I cut everybody and ended up at the front of the line at Jensen's keynote. So if I cut you, my bad, but I had to say hi to Jay. And so I'm going to be on the stream with Jay, Edmar, and Reallusion in just an hour here. Then there's Maddie's office hour on Fridays. I'm going to be streaming Monday as usual. So I stream Monday and Wednesdays. And on Monday, I'm going to be checking out the brand new tutorial on making an Omniverse app. So I'm going to see if I can make my own app following that tutorial. Should be really easy, really straightforward. So we'll check that out on Monday. There's a USD community like office hour thing on Tuesdays. Eric's engineering design and Omniverse. So if you have a CAD background, and Eric goes through how to connect Omniverse to that CAD stuff. Very interesting. Usually Jen and Enmar join him. It's just a lot of really great stuff. So if you don't have this calendar, like, you're missing out for sure. Papa Chuck, did I get gifts and souvenirs? Yes. Oh, look, this thing blocks my face. Hi, I'm right here. Uh, I did. I'm going to show that off because if anyone cares, I did get some cool stuff at SIGGRAPH. So yeah, let's talk about SIGGRAPH stuff. I did include the doc or the slideshow I'm going to show today. So if you see anything that I'm talking about and you're like, I want to watch that presentation, I want to check out that YouTube video, like, I've included everything. It's this doc here. And the first thing is the keynote. That Jay, Jen, and my colleague Richard, we all got sat literally in the front row, like the stage, and then like us right there. It was so crazy to see Jensen so close and personal, and be able to just be there in the moment. I think even in like the recording of it, like Jen and I are there for like a split second. So that's really cool. And there were so many different announcements. My most favorite was the announcement of ChatUSD and RunUSD. These are new APIs to enable developers in OpenUSD and help with your workflows. RunUSD is available now. ChatUSD is still in the works and should be coming fairly soon. I've seen awesome demos with it, and I know once it gets released, it's going to be like mind-blowing to use. So I'm really excited for it. And then even more exciting is the generative AI and OpenUSD expanding the Omniverse ecosystem. There is, if you note at the end of the keynote, there was one demo where we took a PowerPoint or a PDF and we made it basically into a whole 3D warehouse. I got to help out with that demo. Me and Krista, who works in the AECO workflow part, we paired together and we used all these different extensions to create that demo. It was so cool. It took me so long to do, which is why I could not stream this Learn with me. I'm going to show that demo here in a second. I was so happy I got in. First, I didn't think it got in. I'm sitting there and I was like, oh no, did it not make it in? And then boom, Jensen showed it. Mind-blowing stuff. Omniverse is so capable of integrating all these different APIs and just all these different softwares just to work together so seamlessly. And it was so beautiful and I loved it. Then there was the car configurator with Denza and WPP using Omniverse Cloud to make such a beautiful car configurator app. I loved it. I'm like super stoked on that, just to see what people can do with Omniverse Cloud, like streaming that. And it ran so fast and looked so great. Just really cool. And then for you developers, Kit 105, we like soft released it a couple of weeks ago. USD Composer uses it. And so Kit USD just makes it so much easier for developers to make those tools and those workflows. So you can check out the technical blog. I think, do I have it up here? There we go. This is the blog. So there's the car configurator using Action Graph. So that's really cool. And it just basically goes through all the different changes with Kit 105 and how it enables developers for better efficiency, better user experience, enhanced modularity and performance, better immersive workflows, a new spatial framework. There you go. Like everything to get you started with that. So you can check out that link there. And then let me show you the demo that I spent so many weeks creating. I'm not, does this play sound? I have no idea. Does my StreamYard grab sound? I have no idea if it's playing or not. Go theater mode. So this is like an existing warehouse, right? Using Cesium. We use SyncTwin app, took that PDF, made it into 3D using Deep Search and TurboSquid's library to grab all of the different assets. Blender GPT by Tree Industries to grab lights, Adobe Firefly to make different floor materials. Boom. Look how quick that is. And Blockade Labs using to create new sky domes. And then I created 3 sky domes, so you can see I'm filtering through those variants. Like, what? Oh, so now we're using CCM to put that existing warehouse into a geospatial plane so you can actually see in where in the environment it's supposed to be. And then you can collaborate together with your team to see how it looks. Yeah. I'm so happy I got it, and like, for real, just really, really excited about it. So there you go. I don't know if the sound was playing. Was the sound playing? Let me know, because was I talking while the sound was going? I don't think so. I don't know sometimes with streaming because I have both the OBS virtual camera and StreamYard going. Okay, moving on. Am I going to do a learn with me to explain how it works? So a lot of these are still not fully released yet. Let me see once those extensions get built out. I know SyncTwin still has to fully develop their app, and Adobe Firefly is still integrating some APIs. So there's some stuff going on still that we need to work on. Once those get released, I'll see if I can do a learn with me on it, because it's just an awesome workflow and it makes things so easy. And it was such a fun demo to be a part of. And also, the other keynote that I went to was the Unity keynote. If you guys know my background, I went to NYU and I got my professional certification in XR development. So I worked in Unity and C# before I really have done anything. So Unity is very near and dear to me. I love all of the different tools that are available in Unity. I think the Unity connector for Omniverse is so robust, and I'm really excited to see how it grows and how more integration is available through OpenUSD. So I really wanted to check out how Unity is already using USD to create tools. And the really exciting thing was that Steve May, the CTO of Pixar, he was there and he announced the alliance of OpenUSD. So that is Pixar, us, NVIDIA, Apple, Adobe, Autodesk coming together to help build OpenUSD into an international standard. So there's a whole website dedicated to that. And yeah, just I'm really happy that all of these companies are coming together to just perfect it even more. And then he talked about like why USD, and he broke it down into a few different categories. I thought it was the best explanation of why people are using USD. It's collaborative, it's easy to adopt, it's seamless, it's predictable, and it's portable. So he goes through all of the different stuff with that. I do post the keynote link, so you should check that out. It's about like 2 hours long, something like that. It was pretty good. And then Natalia comes on. She's the VP of Unity and Weta Tools. That is like a whole collection of tools to enable collaboration. It's making being creative easier. And I'm an artist, both by nature and by training. So being able to be creative and enabling my creativity and unleashing my creativity, I love that tools can do that. And so when she talked about the eliminating the need to change, or for changes to not have to move through all different departments, and why OpenUSD was so important for that, that is like the key for collaboration, right? If you're an artist or you're a tool maker or any part of the pipeline and you have to make a change, that change might be made like 5, 6, or in the case of like some movies, years after one other department already got it. So if you have to go back through all of the departments backwards to make those changes, that's just going to slow down your production time. It may not even be a possibility. So having tools using USD to prevent that from happening just is great. And then I did not know this, but Avatar, Way of the Water, War of the Planet of the Apes, and the Marvel movie Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings all used OpenUSD in their pipeline. I was not aware of that. And I love all of those movies. They are so cool. They're so well done. They took a really long time to make. So I'm just imagining if they didn't use USD in their pipeline, like how much longer would have those taken, especially Avatar. The movie took like 4 or 5 years in general, but I think like 10 years from like concept to product. So that's a really long time to make a movie. I love that movie. I saw it in theaters. It was totally worth it to see it in theaters for me. It was so beautiful. Everything was rendered so nicely. I got to see some talks on how things were created, and it's literal magic. It is absolute literal magic. Avatar used CPU rendering. That I did not know. What? I need to read an article on that. How in the world? How do they use CPU rendering? Can I change StreamYard to stop putting the banners over my face? Let's see if I can do that. I have no idea. I'll have to look at that later. I'll just have to keep covering my face with these chats. And then something that she also said that resonated with me, nothing can replace human creativity. We are just making tools to make being creative easier. And I love that. Humans are unique in our ability to create, and we just want to make that easier for everyone to do. Omniverse is doing it. Weighted Tools is doing it. All of SIGGRAPH was talking about tool makers making that more possible. It was so cool to be in that for like a week straight. I really left SIGGRAPH just feeling inspired and wanting to make stuff all the time. So it was really cool. Hey, Simply. I'm glad to see my regulars in here. I know I haven't streamed in a while, so I wasn't sure if you guys would make it. So thank you for coming to the live stream and being there in my chat. Oh, so I wanted to show the Unity weighted tools. I'm going to mute this because I have no idea if the sound even plays. I'll just play this really quickly, kind of like speed that up. Oh my God, what am I watching things in 480 for? Let's just watch it. So this was like their demo reel of using different weighted tools. They actually showed in the keynote how SpeedTree uses USD, so you can actually edit the SpeedTree files, which I thought was a very interesting use for USD in combining those files together. So I didn't really understand it too much, but some of you could probably take a look and see how they broke those down. I thought it was really cool. I love using SpeedTree stuff. It makes it very easy to create like customizable trees, and then just all the different ways that weighted tools have contributed to these massive productions. So I really love that demo reel that they showed. So I wanted to share it with you guys too. Was SIGGRAPH 23 the first one? So I went to the one last year that was in Vancouver. It was super tiny because of all the COVID restrictions. So that one, my mind was blown with that one. And then coming to this one in Los Angeles, well, I heard it was small for SIGGRAPH size compared to like what happened, like how big SIGGRAPH used to be before COVID. And for me, it was still like really big, and I was amazed. So I'm really excited for next year too. I feel like it's going to start to get back more normal as the years progress, and I'm excited to see what it used to be. Okay. And then we had NVIDIA's Open USD Day. So this was just an entire day of people at NVIDIA giving different talks about Open USD in different workflows, applications for virtual production. Basically, anything is possible with OpenUSD. If you can think of it, you can do it. Just got to make the tool for it if the tool doesn't exist. My director, Paul Cutzinger, he gave a talk on crafting digital worlds for OpenUSD, AI trends, and new frontiers for tool makers. It's still being edited, I guess, because it's not in the playlist, but I would bookmark this playlist and come check it out when it's available. For now, there are all of these ones here. You can check out. This was a whole day of talks. And then at the end of the day, Jen, Maddie, Edmar, and Vincent all had like an open office hour. Unfortunately, I was working a booth. I was demoing Racer RTX for a couple of hours down on the exhibition floor, which, oh my God, Racer RTX is so cool. I cannot wait for it to come out. I'm going to play it on Learn With Me when it's available, because playing on the exhibition floor, so many people were like, wait, what is this? I would like stand out in the middle of the hallway and like have my Xbox controller, and because no one could see the TV, it was like inside the booth. So I'd be standing in the hallway and people were like, wait, what is she playing? What is she playing? It is a great demo. But I'm sad I missed the OpenUSD office hour. So if y'all went and got to meet Edmar, cool. Yes, Edmar brought coffee from Vermont. And let me tell you, he brought like a bunch of coffee, but one bag was an espresso bag. And I was like, I am going to take this one because I love a dark roast. I love espresso. It is so strong. I put it in my French press and it was like so strong that I had to keep putting creamer in it because I just couldn't drink it. So Vermont really knows how to make their coffee, especially their espresso. Do I have the video link for the Unity presentation? Yes. So if you go into, here, I will share this, which is this link. Put that in the chat. So that'll bring you to the SIGGRAPH slideshow that I'm sharing now. And if you go back here, this is the presentation. And if you click that link, it'll bring you to the SIGGRAPH site. And as long as you were signed up for SIGGRAPH, you can watch it. All right, what next? I only want this stream to be a half hour because the Illusion has to come on soon, so I don't want to take up their time, or also don't want to be kicked off. So I'm going to be ending this in a little bit. But another one I wanted to talk about was the Frontiers talk for Computational Medical XR. I hold a special place for medicine in my heart. I actually thought I was going to go off to be a nurse or a doctor or a midwife somewhere in the medical field. I went to midwife school, and unfortunately the school got bought while I was at school there, and that was a whole thing, and I didn't end up getting to finish midwife school. So I started school as a pre-med major. I had to take a class during the summer to like solve or to fulfill a elective requirement, and the only elective available was drawing 1. So I took it thinking that that was probably the only drawing class I would ever take. I loved it so much, and I was like, oh wait, I should switch because I was not enjoying pre-med. So I loved all that pre-med stuff. I was a veterinary technician for 4 years in my early 20s. So I love medical stuff. And so I went to this because I thought, I love XR. I love medical. I want to see what they're doing. Really great presentation on Mages 4.0, which is an SDK that Orama XR created to help enable doctors and medical professionals to train and be able to make mistakes in a safe environment, which what is safer than just doing that virtually? So they deployed this SDK to solve some of their issues, which is like the number of training simulations, which is like infinite, a lack of low code and no code tools, and then multiplayer support. So I would check out that if that's something that interests you. It's a really great opportunity for tool makers to use their SDK. Oops, not multiplayer, theater mode. We're not gonna like watch all this content warning. It's not real medical procedures that you're watching, but it shows simulations of medical procedures. So if you're sensitive to that, maybe close your eyes for a second. So they're using XR technology to be able to train medical professionals in really, complex situations. So I love this. I thought it was really cool. There was a profession called medical illustration. Yeah, I saw that. I love drawing, but I do not love drawing that much. So I ended up going into photography and sculpture. But I saw the medical illustration field, and then I did some medical illustrations, but that's a whole nother job. Okay, so a couple more things. I really loved the new approaches to education, which was presented by Epic Games. A lot of you know that I was a middle school art teacher before coming to NVIDIA. So I really do love how education and technology are coming together. So she talked about how art is a language and technology is the way to move that craft forward. Beautiful way to say it. So they bridge new talent with industry growth, and by addressing the modern classroom. So keys to immediacy, like using real time versus rendering, and real time unlocks that creativity because you get immediate feedback. So you're learning as you're doing. And then also solving the tension between new tech, which some people will say, oh, it's too easy, or the other part of it is that it's too advanced. So they use different plugins and tools to eliminate that and allow for more risk taking, because it can be very costly to risk take. So these tools kind of eliminate that cost. And then another important thing that I really loved, what Julie said, was source control is critical. So using OpenUSD allows multiple users to work together. And they had an Unreal Fellowship. I keep doing full screen, but I don't want to do full screen. This little like sizzle reel from an Unreal Fellowship where like these professionals got together for 3 weeks to create a bunch of different scenes. So I really encourage you to watch this. They are so beautiful. Hearing the sound really does it justice too. So I'm not playing sound. Go watch this. It's absolutely incredible how they used Unreal plugins to enable this workflow. Great stuff. And then I think this is one of the last things I'm going to talk about. Women in CG. There was 3 different speakers. I forget how to say her name. She even like made a reference to how to say things like Riraya. I'm so sorry if you're watching this and I butchered your name. And then Michelle Wu in Jibao. I think I'm also probably not saying that correctly. 3 phenomenal women in CG. Michelle Wu is a technical director at Walt Disney Animation Studios. So she spoke of her experience of from high school until now in her career, how she went from being one of the few women on to being one of many, and how that affected her career and her confidence. And as a woman in tech, as a woman in art, as a woman in the world, I thought it was so important to hear that experience. Riraya, she is an influencer and a content creator. So she's using mixed verse, which is the real world in the metaverse. She coined the term mixed verse, how she's using that to basically enable her workflow, or not just her workflow, but enable cooler content. So I would really check out her Instagram. Like she does some really cool things. I have to log in to view her post, but yeah, really awesome content creator. Loved her stuff. And then the other, Jiwao, she is a professor at University of Texas in Austin, and she's using art and science in combination together to both comment on her experience and her womanhood, but also her experience just as like an intelligent being on the planet and what that means. She was saying that we are contributing to our own extinction, and who would take over after we're gone. And scientists agree that the octopus is so intelligent that they would probably evolve to be that. And so there was like this collaborative dance video going on in the art gallery of SIGGRAPH. And I was like, what is it? Because like 2 people like meshed together and transforming to look like one whole creature. And so she talked about in her presentation, she's imagining what like an intelligent evolved version of the octopus would look like. And then she uses stable diffusion to combine those 2 bodies, those 2 people together into one creature. And it was so beautiful. Check out her Instagram. Amazing stuff. Loved it all. I left this just like my heart filled. So it was really cool. Oh my God, that was not the last thing I want to talk about. Of course, another thing I want to talk about is the HandsOn Labs. I was there specifically to both give and support HandsOn Labs. So the one that I did was a 3D scene manipulator. I posted the link to the DLI course. It's free. So if you did not go to SIGGRAPH, and you did not get to participate in those hands-on labs, there is a DLI course where there is videos to help you along the way. So that's there. Jen did a Essentials of OpenUSD lab. There's the DLI course for that. I will warn you, that one is $30 because it comes with a VM. So if you do not have a machine that is capable of running Omniverse, you can spend $30 and you get a virtual machine, so you can use Omniverse on that. Then there was Puya and Lee doing 2 different open or hands-on labs of combining workflows like Blender, Omniverse, Audio to Face, Unreal Engine, and also Adobe Substance, Painter, Autodesk Maya, and Omniverse together for different workflows. But the one that I did not need to support and I did not need to go to or did not need to present at, and I just got to be the person in the audience, was the Blender hands-on lab for simulation nodes. One second. Let me show you guys what I created, and I was so amazed and I was so happy that I got into this lab. I literally sprinted to get to this lab because I knew it was going to fill up fast. It was like only 30 seats and I was like, I need to get there. So I used the Blender simulation nodes to use actual kelvins, actual temperature, to heat up this bronze sculpture. I'm going to press play here. It is GPU heavy, just let me tell you. I can hear my GPU like really working over there. Look, it is heating up my bronze sculpture, and it even cools down. This was a very fast-paced lab. Thankfully, I was able to keep up and I got to learn a lot, and I really cannot wait to just like do this on my own time and explore more of these simulation nodes and see what they can do. Because just in general, this is just the tip of the iceberg. And look, it continues to heat it up so I can keep melting it down over and over. Just amazing. Just really cool stuff. So shout out to Blender. That was such a beautiful lab, and I'm so happy I got to do it. All right. Last thing, some other talks that I went to, the SIGGRAPH keynote by Catherine Kleiman. She talked about computer programming and pioneers, and she also revealed these awards. NVIDIA won the real-time awards. That was really cool. So check that out. A Frontiers talk in generating new realities through theater and XR. And then a course on diffusion models. Oh my God, so much math, blew my mind. I got lost in parts of that course, but it was really cool. Since it was a course, it wasn't recorded, but they did post the paper on what the course was around. So check out the paper. And then I could not get into everything because it was SIGGRAPH and there were so many people there and everyone was really excited to get into stuff. Sometimes I would get to a lab or I'd get to a talk like an hour early and the line would already be like wrapped around the hallway. So unfortunately, I did not get into everything, or there just wasn't time for me to get to everything. So this was a bunch of stuff I was super sad to not check out. If you were at SIGGRAPH and you like went to any of these, please ping me on Discord and tell me your experience. I would love to know more about any of this stuff. Virtual production, state of hair in the industry. Like for one, okay, I'm playing Baldur's Gate right now, Baldur's Gate 3. The hair in that game, I want to know. I want to know how that is done. So I really wish I got to go to that. I stood in line for like 45 minutes and I did not get in. And it wasn't recorded, unfortunately. Unleashing the power of AI to personalize games. My background is in games, so I was curious about that. Didn't get to go. Sustainable success in Unreal World. Reimagine your curriculum with OpenUSD. Oops, I had a typo. In NVIDIA Omniverse. That was done by Laura Scholl. She works for NVIDIA. I unfortunately did not have time to go to that. Digital twins and OpenXR, connecting with the environment, which is an art paper. So maybe I could probably find that somewhere. And then AI for 3D creation, which is a birds of feather talk. So if you went to any of those, please DM me on Discord and let me know how it was. I'm sad. And then this is where I will end off. What is next? GTC Spring. So I'm going to be at GTC Spring. It's going to be March 18th to the 21st. It is going to be held in San Jose at the Convention Center. And it's going to be both in person and there's going to be virtual programs just like SIGGRAPH did this year. I'm going to be there with new hands-on labs and talks. So if you went to SIGGRAPH this year and you saw my stuff, love it. But I'll also have new stuff at GTC. I'm speaking too fast. In spring. So hopefully I will see some of you there. You can check out the GTC landing page and be notified when your registration opens because you don't want to miss out. All right, in 20 minutes, Reillusion, JS Films, me, Edmar, Wendy, we're all going to be on this channel that you're watching on. And we're going to be talking about Reillusion using Omniverse. So really excited about it. Thank you all for coming back to my Learn With Me streaming series and checking out all the stuff I learned. Oh my God, wait, before I do. First off, my stuff that I got. So I went to the Blender exhibition demo booth and they gave me, oh my gosh, where's my camera? A little Blender pin. I was so happy. I was like, no, all the pins are gone. And like the guy like pulled out a pin out of his pocket and he's like, I got you a pin. I went to the SIGGRAPH bookstore and spent like way too much money. I got the book on the programming pioneers, women who basically created the first computer. So that was by Kathy Kleiman. She also did that keynote. I got a Guillermo del Toro sketchbook that I'm terrified to sketch in because it has like Guillermo del Toro sketches. Oh my gosh, my thing will not show me. There we go. I'm like scared to sketch in it because I got The Making of Hogwarts Legacy. My virtual cam is not behaving. Are you going to show the book? No, it won't show the book. It's a beautiful, heavy book. Could definitely use it as a weapon. And then I got Ate Galine. An artistic journey. So it talks about just their workflow and all their different sketches. I really love like an artist's workflow book. So I got that. Some cool stuff. All right. Thank you again for watching. I'll be back on Monday on Can I Build an App in Omniverse using the new tutorial. So see you all then or see you all in 20 minutes with the Reillusion one. All right. Bye.